Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Love After. I'm joined by Lea.
Hi.
Lea was on the most recent season of The Bachelor and she crushed it.
Something was crushed. I don't know if it was me crushing it, but thank you.
It was so fun to watch. Like that season, I
Yeah.
haven't seen the show in a hot minute.
Really?
Like I stopped for a couple seasons. I swear I watched Colton's season.
Okay, me too.
And then after it, I just like fell off for a bit. But this season fully had me.
Yeah, I feel like the girls this season, we really brought, like, I feel like all of us are just so multidimensional and like we brought a lot of drama.
Yeah.
There was like the plot was given.
The plot was there. The plot was definitely there. It was so good. Okay, I always love asking people that come on this podcast how they ended up on reality TV.
Okay, yeah,
it can be so interesting. How did you end up on the show?
So I had just kind of been like single and dating, and just had like the worst horror stories ever. And my friends were like, Lea, this is sickening. We're taking your love life in our hands. And they signed me up for the show. And then like a few days later, casting agent like reached out to me, called me, and then like the rest is kind of history. But yeah, my best friends, Ashley, Sophia, Kat, and Gabby, like
that's so cute. Did they have to like write like your bad dating stories in order for you to like?
I don't know exactly what they wrote, but they like sent my profile in and like all this stuff. Yeah, they're the best.
Hilarious. Yeah. And had you have dated someone before Joey? Like, have you had like a boyfriend before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some people go on reality TV and they're like, I've never had a boyfriend before.
Oh, no. I've had a few boyfriends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
That's amazing. Okay, so you go on. What was that first moment like when you went into the house? It's not a villa.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's called like the mansion.
The Bachelor mansion. I knew I had the wrong lingo.
Yeah. I was so nervous, especially because I don't know if you remember, but I had that card.
Oh yeah.
Like the secret advantage card. And so I was just so nervous and so anxious. I thought like the girls were gonna hate me and they're gonna be like, oh, this girl has this thing and I don't have it. And I just feel like there was like a lot of pressure like surrounding like all of that. And
wait, how did you get that advantage card again?
I don't know.
They ran.
Randomly picked me. I'm honestly still to this day, like I ask the producers all the time, I'm like, why did you guys choose me? And they're like,
so
I don't know.
They're like, I don't know.
But yeah, I was chosen at AFR from charity season. So like the previous season.
Okay.
And they brought me to like the live audience and like they announced me like at AFR. Yeah.
Wait,
so
crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wild. So your like emotions are high. What was it like when you first met Joey? Like, did you feel right away like, oh my God, this is gonna be such a fun?
Yeah. And so I met him on live television at AFR on the previous season. And I was so nervous. I've never been on like TV before like that. And they don't tell you a whole lot.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, we want you to come to this thing. And I'm like, to meet producers. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, sure. And they're like, actually, like, can you like dress up really nice and like wear a dress and everything? So I met him at AFR like live.
Okay, that's crazy. I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You wouldn't have known unless you watched charity season.
So right, which I didn't. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So did you know it was going to be Joey though?
No.
So that was like a surprise to you.
Yeah, I was sitting in the crowd, and I remember like the people sitting next to me. They were like, "Who do you want it to be?" And I was like honestly, like I hope it's Joey or something. And then I remember when like the whole finale of charity season, it sounded like she was gonna pick Joey.
Right.
And I was like, no. I was like, oh my God, no, please. I'm like, charity, please. But then it ended up being him, and I remember like when Joey walked out of the limo or the car to get broken up with. The people next to me, they were like, yes. Yes, girl, yes, because I wanted it to be him. Yeah.
Wait, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's such a funny dynamic because most people don't have that.
No.
Their journey just shakes out a little differently especially at the beginning.
So I found out like live, and I kid you not, like that was the most nervous I think I've ever been.
Yeah, I would faint. I would literally faint.
I almost did. My dress is so tight too, and it's freezing. I don't know if you've ever been to the studio.
No, I haven't.
It's freezing, so I was like,
that makes sense.
I was like, what's happening?
It makes sense. It'd be cold because you get nervous. You get
yes,
hot,
yeah.
So it's like really cool. I know. Are you trying to steal the show? You're not a part of this podcast.
So cute.
Okay, so you go in, and then so your night one wasn't really your night one. It was like
yeah,
you'd already
night
seen
two.
It was like
yeah.
night two.
Yeah.
So that kind of would put an ease to that.
Yeah, for
was
sure.
it overwhelming seeing all the girls?
I think so. Yeah, it's just like a lot. I'm like outgoing, but I'm also like really shy. And like I feel like in group settings, I don't really like stand out that much. I'm not like super like outgoing in that way. So
I always say I'm an extrovert until I'm in a room of extroverts.
Yes,
and then I become the introvert.
Yeah. So that was definitely a little bit hard. It's also like so much going on. Like you're overstimulated. There's cameras, there's lights, there's producers, and you just like none of us have ever been in that environment. But I will say like all the girls were so fun and like so supportive, and we were just like having such a good time that like it made it kind of okay. And also like you're in there and you don't know what to expect. You don't know what the norm is.
Yeah.
So like people are like getting pulled to different interviews and like stuff like that. So
and then like how quickly did you feel like you were getting close to some of the girls in the house? Because I feel like I started to really learn you as like watching you as a character on the show as everything developed between Sydney. As you and Sydney kind of like had the drama starting with Maria.
Yeah. I feel like night one was so hectic for me just with the card.
Yeah.
So I feel like I didn't get that much time to like really spend with like one or two girls in particular. I feel like I was kind of trying to bounce around to everyone and like get to know as many girls as I could. But I feel like I was just so preoccupied with like the card and the drama surrounding it.
Right.
Because like there's a lot of interviews that you have to do like before and after, and then I was talking to Joey, talking to Jesse. I'm trying to remember who night one I like really hit it off with. I think Zoe, who left night one.
Oh no!
I really liked her. Yeah, she was so
literally
awesome.
my biggest fear.
Yeah, super sweet. She's like an artist, so cool. And then I also hit it off with like Rachel because we were both from Hawaii. We like knew we were like, okay, I got you, girl. We're gonna go chop it up later, but like go mingle. So like we knew. Right. We knew we were.
You guys from the same island too?
Yeah, we live like 10 minutes away from each other.
Wait, that's crazy. Did you know her before?
No.
Oh, that's crazy because you would think Hawaii is small, but it's not actually.
It is though. Like
think it is.
Later after the show, I went like obviously we follow each other on Instagram and like we have a bunch of mutuals. So yeah, it's like small, but like but we knew like I know like so many people that she knows.
I was gonna say, do you have a bunch of mutuals?
Yeah, tons of mutuals. Yeah.
Were there any guy mutuals? Like past love interest.
Oh no.
Because I had that with a girl in Love Island.
Really?
It was just like a weird coincidence of someone. I was like, oh, but
actually
I had it with two people. No, we were all from different cities. It was just like weird coincidence with like two different people.
Also, me and Rachel, very different types. We just, I don't know, if you look at like our past men, they're just so different.
Is Joey more like your past type or her past type?
For sure, her past type.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, so me and her make the joke all the time, like, we'll never fight over a man.
Oh, because you're like
The Bachelor was the only time we'll ever fight over men. We haven't never even fought. Like, we're all just like, anything. But yeah, we make that joke all the time. Like, we have very different types.
When you watched it back, just because I feel like your part of your storyline was so focused like on the drama that did happen, obviously.
Yeah.
How did it feel like watching? Did you feel like it was captured the way it actually felt in the moment, or did you feel like it was pretty different than how it went down?
I thought it was wildly different than
like how so?
Watching it back honestly made me sick.
Really?
Yeah. Like I honestly didn't watch like 3 weeks until like I was like mentally ready, just because I was like seeing so much of it come in through social media,
right?
Which was hard. So I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is insane, like blah blah blah. I think something that people fail to realize is like we don't see everything the viewers see,
right?
We live it like first person, and I mean, just for me, that's not how I experienced it.
Yeah,
I think there was a lot of production behind that. I don't think it was ever that big or dramatic. I also think there was a lot of misunderstanding. Like, people are being told something over here.
Yeah.
And then I'm not seeing that, hearing that. All I know is like what I'm seeing in front of my face.
Mm-hmm.
That
happens a lot.
Yeah.
In the other shows too.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, and then like viewers have to understand like that's also like what makes the show. Like the people are like doing their job good if there's like that happening.
Yeah.
But it's hard because you're right. They don't see everything, and you're with these people like for however many hours out of a day, and then they just you're condensing this all so, like into one episode a week.
Yeah, 1 hour. Crazy. Yeah, 2 hours, whatever.
It's wild. Yeah. So it, like things can be switched around in context.
So switched around.
Like,
and also
it's gotta be weird watching it back.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it back when I got home, but it was Lifetime. So it was like interesting to see too, like how I remember things happening, and seeing on the screen, I was like, wait, this was not as big as it is here, but it was still like a thing.
Yeah.
Like, just stuff
it was
like
a thing. Yeah, for sure. The drama was a thing. But I don't think it was as intense. Maybe.
Right.
Also,
I feel more intense when you watched it back. Like, were you guys like all like texting after and stuff, or like, because this is still before the women tell all, correct? Yeah. So like that's gotta be.
I mean, me and like Jess, like the villains,
right?
We were like, what in the heck? Like, there's no way. Like, this got cut out or this got cut out.
Yeah.
And we were like, we just felt like those were such critical moments.
And things were cut.
Time, and they got cut. Oh. And I was like, you know,
like what? Like, is there something that didn't make it to air that?
Yeah, just like arguments.
Oh, okay.
You know, yeah.
Got it.
And then also too, like, I feel like there's like this game of telephone where it's like, oh, Lea was saying this about you, and I was like, that is not what I was trying to communicate to you at all.
Oh yeah, telephone happens a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was like, I feel like the intentions versus the
output,
were completely different.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. And then, so you guys watched this like all in real time, and I'm sure like the people that you like got on with like really well, you're all like texting like,
we were like freaking out. This is missing. But the part that breaks my heart is like how misunderstood I feel like, and how like twisted this storyline got, because like people like Sydney and Jess, I feel like, and me, like we were like for sure villainized, and like to see it affects them in the outside world, and like for Sydney, her business, like her livelihood, and like it just looks like they would call me crying. I mean, I call them crying. Yeah. Like it's hard to go through as like a reality TV like character.
Totally. And I think we see that a lot, and I hear it a lot on this podcast, talking to people that like get the villain edit or you know, are the villains of their season or whatever the case may be. Yeah. It's the aftermath that's like so hard. It's not even like
heart shattering.
Like they're like, it's crazy what people think they can do and get away with on social media. Like people can be so vicious and
so
crazy.
Mean.
Yeah.
So mean.
It's like a very like nasty side of it all.
Yeah.
But what like advice would you give to someone going on a future season that's like gonna have like a villain editor, like someone coming off that like it's not, you know, it's gonna happen every season. There's gonna be every reality show. It's reality TV. It's just like the world of reality TV. What like advice would you give to someone that happens to?
I could give a whole TED talk on this, but I would say the biggest thing I think is to keep your people close to your heart, to spend time with them, to put the phone away, to remember that like these people,
they actually know you.
They know you. Yeah. And before you go on the show, before it airs, you know whose opinions matter to you. That doesn't change the second the show airs.
Right.
Those are still your people. That's still who matter to you. And honestly, ultimately, it should just be yourself. Like your own opinion of yourself that matters. But I would just say like focus on like what you know to be true, and like know that you did the best you could with the information that you had at the time.
Right.
And just stand on that. You know, I also think I have a really, really strong appreciation now for like reality TV and like the villains of reality TV, because like people don't ever talk about like what they go through after.
Yeah.
And the strength it takes mentally to like hear the nastiest things about you and just still be able to continue on, and to like not let people dull your sparkle and like, to still go about life and look at it beautifully and like looking at things as like an opportunity for growth and to like learn and to, my biggest thing like with the whole thing is I got a lot of hate, but like you can't get rid of hate with more hate. You get rid of it with more love.
Right.
And so like just saying, that if that's your opinion that you have on me, then that's great and you can have that. You're more than, you're entitled to that, but I know who I am and that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I think that's amazing advice. And I think too, like what you're saying is kind of like the whole reason why we started this podcast like 5 years ago was because we wanted people to come on and tell their story. Because like on reality TV, like it's the shows, like editors and producers that pick what gets to be shown. So then this is like the opportunity to tell like your side of like how you remember everything happening, how it felt for you. So we've had like so many people come on and like be like, no, this is what happened. I was not in this room. This was said.
No, like, literally.
Yeah.
I feel like people just forget that it's clipped and it's edited and that there's people behind the scenes encouraging you. It's like
you would think, but like they don't. Like it's just like not how it works a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
But like at least with like Love Island, I think it gets. I don't know. Bachelor is like huge. Like it's a big show.
Yeah.
Like
so Love Island though.
Yeah, but Bachelor, I'm like scared of like the amount of hate. Like I actually just had what's her Sarah Ann from Love is Blind.
Yeah.
She was like the villain of this season.
Oh, Love is Blind got it hard too.
Yeah, she like really I feel like has been put through the ringer as being like someone that was like a villain from reality TV show.
I'm friends with Chelsea and she got it bad.
She did even?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just like, you got
it. So this
leave us alone.
The listeners didn't know this. It's the Love Island UK had passed like a weird like thing in their contract where like they weren't going to be tagging anyone on social media, and then that the Islanders can't post at all during the duration of the show.
Oh, so
because like to minimize the amount of like bullying and hate that would happen because it gets like really out of control for like Love Island UK because that show is like 5x like the amount of viewers like what we have even of our like biggest show here. Like the whole country shuts down.
Which is so heartbreaking that like people we have to go to these lengths, and it's almost like at a certain point like I don't even know what we can do to prevent it. Like we just like need people to
in
be
my
better.
mind, like what's that even gonna do? Like so they don't have social media while it's airing, but then they're gonna get it after, and the minute they make a post, it's just gonna be like double down on that like one first post. Like how does that make sense?
It's gonna come regardless.
Yeah, but now I think they changed it back. I don't know how long they kept that up for. I'm like someone in the comments let us know what the current rule is for this season. But I thought it was really interesting because I was like, okay, at least they're like trying to come up with ideas to like figure out the hate. And I know too, like a lot of networks will provide like counseling after for time and stuff, which is great. And like and be like, we're here for you, like whatever you need, like how can we help to make sure
it just
you're
sucks
okay?
because like the counseling is great, but it's like this is still like my life and my like reputation, and it just breaks my heart that like at least for me, people know me to be as like this mean girl, like an evil spirited girl, and like I feel like sometimes when I'm meeting people, like I almost have to overcompensate.
Yeah, that's annoying.
And convince them like that I'm a good person or that I'm not evil.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mine, it's so funny because like I had the complete opposite kind of an edit.
Yeah.
So like for me, I got edited like an absolute angel. Like I had like 100 out of 100 edit, like very similar to like Daisy on your season, like just very sweet, wholesome, whatever.
Yeah.
But in some sense, it was weird because as people would meet me, like I have much more of a personality.
Yeah. And they're like, whoa.
Or like I'm like a little sassier and stuff too. And they were like, wait, what? And so it was like just interesting how like if I had said anything like that, it would just be cut and not shown.
Yeah.
So like I look very bland.
Yes.
Almost.
Like it's so crazy. Like as cast members, we fall into these categories, and then like anything that doesn't suit that narrative and that storyline is like chopped.
So you then go to the Women Tell All, and it felt like everything was being like relived there, and things were like heated. What was it like sorted out after, like for real? Like are things good between like Maria and you and Sydney even, or like no? Is it still kind of like
no? Okay, I will say Women Tell All was single-handedly the most traumatizing thing of my whole life.
I felt traumatized watching it.
Like my panic attack got cut short. I was backstage for like 20 minutes just trying to like find my breath. It was like just so much anxiety, so much pressure. But like the one thing that I will say coming out of Women's Hall is like we did, find common ground. I think all of us walking away from
like, did you guys sit down after filming that, like in a room, and everyone like talk it out, like for real, or like how
no,
we
went to a bar.
Okay,
we got
probably better
with each other,
and
it was glorious. It was so much fun.
That.
Yeah. So we all got together, had a lot of fun. Actually, I would say it was at AFR.
Okay.
When we all got messed up together, that we were like, this is
so
cool.
Sweet.
Like this is like, look, outside of all the production and everything, like we like each other. Like we're cool. I think it's just the environment that you're in. That
I mean, you're all fighting over a guy. Like I don't know how I really.
Yeah.
I'd probably be the villain of that show. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and you're like just pit so against each other. Like even though we don't want to be, like just the nature of The Bachelor. I feel like.
Yeah, it is just kind of how it works.
And I think we tried so hard. Like the women in the house, we were like, this is gonna be the season. There's no drama. And like that,
and then you're like,
yeah, and then we were like,
well, this season, like,
here it is.
That is wild. Okay, I'm happy that everyone like worked it out after.
Yeah, we're also we're like trying to plan a girls trip.
Okay.
Everyone has the most insane schedules, so like we're like in the group chat, like what about this weekend? Yeah, we're trying to like go to Miami.
Oh, fun! I always say that about The Bachelor, is that everyone always seems so close after.
Yeah,
we're actually like the friendships that come out of it are amazing.
Yeah,
and I feel like that happens with a lot of the like dating shows. Is you go on there,
you're trauma bonding,
and then you find
your love in the girlfriends. Yes.
Yeah, I still have like one of my best friends was the girl that made it all the way to the end with me too.
God, I love that.
So yeah, that's who started the podcast with me.
Oh my God, stop!
Yeah.
I mean, that's so
fun.
It's
like we're like, and her birthday's tomorrow.
Happy birthday!
But she even came and like spent a whole summer with my family and I, like during COVID. Like we became very, and it was nice because it was like no one really understood what you go through and like the people you go through it with, and it's like hard. Like you could talk to your closest friend and your mom about it, but like they don't like get it because it's like.
It's such a unique lived experience. I don't think I'll ever be able to articulate what that really was.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild to wrap your head around. Okay, what's like going on now with you with dating? Like how long did it take you? Like, okay, when you got sent home, like were you actually like devastated about Joey? Like did you really think so you could kind of feel like
I knew I was going home. I knew that night I was going home, and me and Rachel like were hugging in the hotel room. I was like, I love you so much. I'm gonna text you when I get home. Like I knew I was going home. I like read my journal, and my journal's so funny to read.
That's hilarious.
I was like, so today I'm going home. It was like
hilarious.
roast and ready to. Yeah,
I realized like the spark was off with you guys.
I don't think it necessarily that the spark was off. It was that like I knew in the game of numbers. Yeah. Everyone had a one-on-one.
Oh,
besides me. There was no way
we're not getting closer.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah, and it was like the next week was hometown, so there's no way he's gonna go one date with me and then bring me to meet like family.
That makes sense.
So I was like, just like the math isn't mathing. It's probably me.
But like your heart, like was your heart sad? Like were you like, oh, I wish it was me. Like I wish that we were like, or like no.
I think I wish we had a one-on-one.
Yeah, to like be able to explore it.
Yeah,
and see if
and people are always like, well, you could have had a one-on-one if you'd used the car. And I was like, well, I wasn't going to steal it from someone. Like, that's so rude.
I'm like, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
But my thing is, if that was my man, he would have taken me on a one-on-one.
Yeah, it's true.
I wouldn't have had to steal it. That's
always,
so awkward.
All works out.
Totally.
What, I'm like, should I switch to my phone if it dies? I'll do that if it dies.
Yeah.
When it dies in like 2 seconds. But are you, so then because you weren't like, heartbroken leaving the show, you kind of knew, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Have you like been dating since?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Amazing. Are you like on the apps?
No. I don't do the apps. I'm scared of the apps. No apps.
I love the apps.
You do?
Yeah.
Never had any luck on the apps. People, I just feel like I have enough prospects like from the wild. So
I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I was telling Rachel, I'm like, she needs to get on the apps.
No, I
have so much fun on the apps.
I try to get
Well, I'm like committed relationship now, but I feel like they were like so fun to like put yourself out there and meet people.
I feel like it'd be weird. They'd be like, isn't this girl from
they like find people sometimes for reality shows on the apps. Like they'll like catfish someone, but like for a show, not like catfish for a date.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Yeah, they pull people out of like nowhere. Like
The Bachelor does a lot of Instagram.
Yeah, like LinkedIn.
Oh, LinkedIn is good.
LinkedIn's funny.
LinkedIn is good. I just want to to use that as my
They found me on LinkedIn because I went to Dartmouth.
I need to start dating on LinkedIn, I think, honestly. My luck has not been that strong.
Would you ever go on a show like House of Villains?
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be so fun to do.
I would.
And in those shows, you're like, people like respect you like for being like
owning it.
Yeah, you just own it at that point.
Yeah.
Winnie. I feel like you'd be amazing at that.
Oh,
or even going out with a friend. And it's not like anyone's like actually a villain. It's just like
they're just like
villain. Like people that are like know how to advance in the game or like strategic thinkers.
Yeah.
Like you'd probably be good at like Deal or No Deal Island or like Survivor or something.
Yeah. I would love to do another like competition-esque show.
Yeah. Or like maybe like Big Brother. Or
I honestly haven't watched a lot of these, so I don't know.
I feel like you'd be good at a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, I was laughing at all the Stagecoach posts with like Rachel.
Oh my God,
and all of that.
We were having so much fun. Like,
was there any like? Has there been any Bachelor crossover with you in dating? Like, have you like gone out with anybody from the Bachelor franchise?
I've met a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like I've met Aaron, Michael, and Adrian. I just hung out with them. I met Aaron B, Aaron Clancy. I've met a lot of them. I don't know. They're just
because I feel like we see a lot of the relationships that happen from the Bachelor community are like people from different seasons that end up like meeting and going out.
Oh, there's for sure in my season. There's crossover episodes happening for sure.
Oh, I love.
Without saying too much, I don't know if I'm still there too, but
it's fine.
Yeah, for sure. We're having Bachelor in Paradise in real life, you guys. I'm trying to record it for y'all, but
it's gonna be the Miami trip.
Maybe.
Ooh, I would love that for you guys.
No, anytime you should have seen me at AFR. Anytime like two people, I'd be like. It was so funny. It's so funny because I'm like the youngest one out of everyone, and I just feel like I'm like Gen Z, and I just.
Wait, how old are you?
I just turned 24.
Oh my gosh, you are.
But I was 23 like on the show, yeah.
And like
most of my 30.
Baby.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you got sucked into drama. Yeah. Oh my God.
So
like if you were on the show at like age like 28, you'd just be sitting back like
with my margarita.
Yeah.
I got so got. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
And like me, yeah. If I was even like 2 years younger from when I went on Love Island, like I would have been crazy. So it's like, thank God I didn't go on any younger. Okay, that definitely plays a part in it.
Right,
too.
yeah.
Like everyone that like ever said you hate, I'm like, think of how you behaved at that age.
23, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, guys, I'm waiting for my frontal lobe.
Would you go back and do Paradise?
I would really have to think about it.
Yeah.
But like maybe.
I feel like it'd be so fun.
I feel like it would be, but like I'm just so scared of the fan base at this point. They like really hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it would be. I think it would be like Redemption Island for you.
I hope so. One can hope, but you never know. Imagine if I get a villain at it twice. Oh my God!
I know people where that happened.
I would
jump. Just happened.
I would jump.
To be fair, this villain fully deserved it, and he's like one of my favorites I've ever seen on TV. I'm like, I love you, Johnny, but yeah, he literally did himself in for the second season, and he knew it though. He went into it knowing though, because it wasn't just dating; it was games also.
He was like, I'm gonna own it.
So he was like, I'm playing a game. I'm not going in for love. I'm like playing a game. So he was like right and left making moves. And I was like, oh,
you're like, no.
Yeah.
It's some good TV
with him, like. He is such a great guy and so nice. Like I love when I get to see him and hang out with him.
Yeah, yeah.
That it's like funny that like he's the villain because he's like one of the nicest people I've met to come out of the show.
Yeah. Villain you have to take with such a grain of salt. Like, I don't think anyone is ever really a villain.
No, some people.
I mean,
I've seen some. I've had some on the pod where I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah. Like someone needs to go back to media training. What else? Okay, so like what else is next for you?
Like
what are you working on?
I'm actually working on something really exciting. I think right now I'm in like such an era of change. I don't know if I told you this, but I just left my 9 to 5.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. I know, so much change happening. I feel like there's still so much like up in the air, but I'm just like ready to like plant my feet and like give back to my community and also like just rediscover like who I am outside of all of this
and like live life because it's so exciting.
And live life.
Yeah.
And live life.
I love that.
I'm actually going back home for a few weeks to Hawaii.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so I'll like
beautiful.
Yeah.
I went for the first time this year and I was like obsessed.
Oh, what
I went to Oahu and then Maui.
Oh my god, I'm from Oahu.
Oh,
yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm just excited. Yeah, hopefully, you know, maybe I'll fall in love, maybe I won't. I'm not too pressed. I still have got some time, you know. But yeah, I'm like working on some like entrepreneurial stuff, and then yeah.
That all sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited.
Okay, awesome. Well, for anyone listening, I will link all of Lea's socials down below so you can follow along with her, see what she has coming up. Maybe see her on her filming her reunion. If you want to watch the reunion, follow her socials. And check everything out. And any more questions you can list down below and we can write back to you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. And if it's a podcast, leave us a review. I would love to hear the feedback. And thank you again so much for coming. This was so fun.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so honored. So much fun. I'm so glad we got to do this.
I know, same.